Hi, I'm Ken Bill. I look after product support for Merlo New Zealand, and today I'd like to introduce you to a heavy-duty turbo farmer. This is called the TF 50.8, a 170 horsepower engine equipped to this machine. So this will lift standing start 4.5 ton directly off the ground. It has an 8-meter boom, and as you can see, the headstock is the one that we would normally equip on our 7.2 ton telehandler, so it's well and truly well built for this capacity. This is an AdBlue engine, so it's easy to service. We have a diesel with access to AdBlue. Most important with AdBlue is that there's a label on here that says minimum 5 litres, so make sure that you don't get below 5 litres. Stop sensors from going off. Okay, so we come to the front of the machine, and you can see it's a very robust axle. This is an axle designed in-house by Merlo, and the chassis on here is enormous. There's 80mm steel plates through here to support the front axle. It also has a ram which will allow us to frame level, so we can keep our forks on the uneven ground from destroying the pallets that we're picking up. From this side here, we're running on good rubber. We're running 570/24 radials, Michelin's, as we always run on these machines. So we'll go around to the business end here. This is the power source. Very easy to access, and as you can see, or come to the local dealer and experience for yourself, these engines are actually a complete pod which is manufactured on its own assembly line for ease of and simplicity of assembly. So they're tested and run before they're put onto the frame. That assures us that when we fit it to the machine, it's going to have a more efficient assembly line process, and it's a plug and play. So in this particular machine here, we've got 170 horsepower. It's an FPT engine, 4.5 litre, and extremely frugal on fuel, very efficient, and lots of power for this size machine. This machine's weighing just close on 9 ton. And the solid bar around here, yes, this is solid. This is 70mm solid steel bar, bent to the profile as every other Merlo are to secure that engine, so if you run against something, you're not going to destroy panels. So they are also adding an even weight distribution to this machine for best loading practice. So for access to this machine, we've got a belt adjustment that's extremely easy to get at for your air conditioning, for your alternator. We come to the filters, oil filters, fuel filters, hydrostatic transmission filter. We also have up here a hydraulic oil reservoir, very visible for the transmission only. We have separate oil for our transmissions on Merlo, so we can keep that oil perfectly clean. Radiator has its own screen, so this could be easily removed and slid out to access any dirt and trash that would be pulled into your radiator normally, so that makes it very easy to clean. If it's easy to clean, people should do it. Righto, so we get to the back end of the machine, very heavy duty plates at the back. First thing you see is it's equipped with a reverse camera, so for safety. So the moment that we have our monitor and we select reverse, it's now converted to a reversing camera. We also have our ladder style adjustable hitch for the rear for towing, and we also equip these machines with 2 rear remotes, and they also come standard with tie-down points. So transportation on a truck, they're certified points, so that's security ties it down to your truck for transportation. Right, so well, let's get into the cabin. It's equipped with a stable type door as well, so you can have it stable door. As you can see with Merlo, when we put a door completely back, we do not interfere with the rear wheel, and we can get a door fully back, flush with the side of the cabin. So let's get inside this cabin. One of the largest and most spacious cabins in telehandler market. This machine is also available with cab suspension as well. This particular one is not, but they are available, and that's quite unique to the telehandler business of a telescopic handler having factory cabin suspension. Yes, and we have a air suspension heavy duty grammar seat. And now we're going to get inside and go through some of these controls. Nice and simple. So let's start up. Nice and quiet. As we can see, a very simple display in front of us here, showing us our RPM for the engine, our fuel, AdBlue level, and our temperature, our kilometers, and also the range change from first to second range. The transmission is set for 0 to 14 in first range, and in second range we can go from 0 to 40. We have a forward and reverse toggle switch on the left hand side of the steering column, neutral, and also on my right hand side we can have forward and reverse from the hydraulic joystick control, and neutral. We can use this for boom lifting, boom lowering, crowding, and dump. We've also got roller functions on here, and they are proportional for extension of your boom, so that could be either rapid, and it also, if you note close to the end of the stroke, it automatically slows down and we have soft stop. So boom suspension standard on these versions as well. So on the right hand side we have some very simple operations to make your life easy. We can increase the engine RPM, which means that when we want to move or operate we have a constant RPM, so we have good oil flow to give fast boom control. We can then leave that RPM and select digger mode. So with digger mode we drive the machine as normal, and then the joystick becomes responsive and allows the increase of the engine control related to the position of the joystick. So just like a digger, we have constant RPM or we have low speed idle. There is frame leveling. We'll just do it ever so slowly. And then we can select our rear ports for the A/B ports for the rear remotes. With Merlo, we have a system called Merlo CDC. It's attachment recognition, so it means that we can fit a particular attachment and it automatically selects the load chart applicable to that attachment. We can also, if we wish, from the information here, see that it's giving us information like how high the forks are off the ground, how far forward the forks are from the front wheel, and our boom angle is shown digitally. We are also able to select weighing. So at this position here we can now weigh each load that we put into this machine. So we can tear it, we put a bucket on, then we go to weigh. A manual weigh is shown beneath. Manual weigh, you push the OK button and it will display the weight. If we wanted to, we could select auto weigh, and auto weigh has a changing angle. So we select OK and we can wind that down to a desired height, 14 degrees, 12 degrees, here we go. We back out, we go back to weighing, and now it means that we will get a registered weight every time we go past the 14 degrees. That also gives you a running total, so you can see how many tons that you've loaded into your truck. It's not a certified weigh, but it's within 5%. With a good operator, you can be even more accurate. So with Merlo, you buy a strong, reliable machine. You also buy a machine that applies to the Australian standard AS 141819, which is the recognised standard for telehandlers operating in New Zealand and Australia. So that's seen by the roof warning lights. So if you're working in confined spaces, you're working with people around you, they can see what load limits that the operator is achieving. If you want to learn more about the 50.8, contact myself or any of our power farming dealers situated nationwide.